soil conservation module. We used to spend half a period designing check dams. We used them to stop rivers trenching, cutting down into their own channels. These are classic check dams. The standard design is always the same. They've got wing walls on either side of the actual notch to make sure the channel doesn't wander, to keep it in place. Sometimes to pond back sediments and water. The spillway, which can be compound, but in this case it's just eroded to control the height of the drop. And the most important part is that using the interlocking concrete blocks underneath, which is to use the force of the falling water. So the idea is you break the stream's flow into a number of different steps so it doesn't get up the speed, so it doesn't cause so much erosion. The weak point in the drop structure always is the actual vertical bit, because you concentrate all the energy that you've staved with the step into the falling water there, and the classic mistake on a drop structure is not to protect what they call the apron underneath it, and then you get erosion. But these are classically designed. In fact, the lower ones are not so well designed because you're supposed to have them in steps without the long run between, because the run between builds up the speed of the flowing water, and you'd expect to see scour when you come off the apron as a result of that. It's all very neat and sweet. They're little lovely equations that tell you how high they have to be and where you build them. But it's old-fashioned engineering these days. These days you try and use biology to get the same effect, and you tend to do it more by planting woody vegetation more than using the rocks.
So the reason that they've not done that here is that English nature wanted these sterile clays to be unvegetated. So rather than using vegetation to stabilise the slope, they wanted to promote geodiversity. This is a really unusual site in that it does this. Even though there isn't any amazing fossil evidence, they just want people to be able to see the cliffs without them being covered in vegetation. So they've gone for an old engineering approach to try and release the rest of the cliff from vegetation. It's quite an unusual little case study. So the vegetation's focused around the water.
That's right. In fact, you can see the vegetation starting to do its own job. It's where the water's ponding back behind each check dam. You've got what I can't see from here, but it's probably some goat willow of some sort seeding in. Ideally, when the check dams finally fall down, you'd hope there would be enough of that sort of stuff that you wouldn't have to replace them.